Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to CCG Esports yet again to the Counter Strike matchup. We've had two already this week, and we sincerely apologize for the delay so far. Oh, I think I think WX can't hear me right now.
Oh, oh, uh, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, CCG Esports fans. I'm WX Fan 21, and we apologize about the what seemingly like a 50-hour delay. But we're here. I'm kidding. Facebook. What do you call it? Face it. Facebook.
Oh, bringing back old times.
Excuse me, Facebook. No, Face It is, it was down for quite some time. None of the games actually started until, Inflict, what was it, about 9:45 p.m. Eastern, I think, when the site finally came back up. So no one's missed anything. We finally got the relay link. It was, as funny as my intro was, and now in all seriousness, uh, it was a little bit interesting here, to say the least, Inflict. It was a very, very long wait.
Yeah. Faceit servers were down. Then Faceit took a little while to come provide us with a relay link. The game was already 4 rounds in, so we just hopped straight into the game as soon as we got the relay links and we were able to get access into the game. That's why you didn't get to see our pretty faces so far. I'm kidding. Of course, nobody wants to see that. That we're here for the game, and that's what we're gonna straight up talk about as well. With CCG currently with a 1 round lead, they started off slow, losing the initial 2 rounds, but now that they have the lead, they have actually invested quite a lot of utility, but have not gotten any serious real estate control so far on the map.
Yeah. So, this is it here. We are getting back here. What an intro. They're all the same profile picture.
Consistency is key.
I mean, sure. It, why not? This may or may not make things really confusing throughout the stream. But in all seriousness, I am WX Fan 21. Inflict here on the cast with me as well. Range Rock once again producing. Inflict, this makes 3 of 3 days in a row that we are casting here together. And right now, CCG here in round number 6 is down a member. But Corian is going to get the plant, and all members, very interestingly, coming from A main.
Yeah, Goran is now left alone. Two players
Yeah.
are pretty weak from the side of Playmakers, but they're still gonna have an easy time finishing him off. And now they're gonna be tying things up 3-3. CCG they did put a dent into Playmakers' economy, but it's not gonna be a lot as Playmakers get free upgrades onto an op and two AKs. CCG, they themselves do have a decent amount of money already to work with, so they're probably looking at a full buy yet again. But it seems like it's Trip who's leading the charge in this game for the side of CCG, currently sitting with 7 frags, 5 deaths. He was the one that found the first blood in this round. They just couldn't convert this one in their favor.
Trip
Oh
having the
god.
most kills in the
I
server.
see. Oh
Why
no.
does that not surprise me?
JJ Chinchilla, Trip, and Floridia changed their profile pictures.
Oh my goodness. This is how it's gonna be for the cast, boys. This is not fair. But
They
anyway, we do
all.
have an AK dropped for Chinchilla, considering they didn't have a lot of money. So teamwork makes the dream work, as they say. A
Oh god.
interesting setup here to Inflict. 1A, 1 mid. It's actually rotated off to A now. And 3 players towards B with this double connector play. Nice opening kill from Trip onto the yellow.
Trip is just sort of free flowing right now, not completely unhinged. His movement, you look at, he doesn't. It seems like he has complete confidence in either himself or he just doesn't care about what the enemy is doing. He went in fast, took that kill, came back as well, and now he has some help available as well. As soon as the smoke fades, there are gonna be two people standing in front of Horizon, and that's not gonna look pretty for him. He may find one frag, but as soon as the smoke fades, he's actually going to back off here, so that's going to be a smart choice for the side of Claymakers. As Horizon, he only has one flash, no immediate help, but now eventually Pilla Booster, or however you pronounce that name, is going to retreat and sort of try to reclaim that A main area with that op.
There we go, Pillabuser. That is a very interesting name.
I just realized it.
Well, I just realized that as soon as I said it. This is, by the way, that person's name is not condoned by myself, Inflict, Range Rock, or any fan. Let's, or CCG as an org. Let's just throw that disclaimer out right now. A disclaimer that should have been thrown out to Claymakers here in this round is apparently CCG just don't want to take any damage. The lowest player right now is Chinchilla on 74 HP, and Claymakers are in trouble. Now, we've had a chance to cast this round a bit here. The save's already on. Inflict. Tell us a little bit about these teams, because Claymakers have a very impressive record this season.
Yeah, they're already sitting pretty in playoffs. Of course, the seedings are not done yet because there are still quite a few games remaining in the season before the final seedings are determined. But I believe Playmakers are sitting 9-2 so far. CCG still 7-3, and Playmakers they have quite a decent bit of experience on similar matchups on similar maps as CCG. They love to play those ancients and Anubis, quite particularly Anubis as well. So it generally you'd imagine this is going to be a difficult matchup for CCG, and it has proven to be so far. But still, the two rounds that we have seen CCG win, they felt like they were rather comfortable wins, and it just felt like CCG they had total control of those rounds. But the ones that they lost were close ones as well. So it seems like overall CCG they're feeling good, but as soon as they find their groove, they find their rhythm, I think that's where it can start to become troublesome for the side of Playmakers.
It is. We do see a tech timeout come in. So I'm just waiting for Jay Casper and Corin to really throw us completely off and them change their profile pictures as well. Is that Boomage, by the way?
I don't think so. No, Boomage doesn't wear those kind of glasses, and Boomage doesn't have that good a smile. No offense to Boomage.
Whoa! Boomage, I don't condone that. I think you get a fine smile. And with that
I
being
didn't say it
said,
was bad, but this is some extra fine smiling right
for what
there
it's worth,
going
I'm
on.
happy Cloud9 finally came to their senses and brought on Boomage as an IPL. They only needed that a year ago. Anyway, back to non-tier 1 stuff, as we do have a very interesting slow play here from the side of the CCG Esports. Couple players trying to lean towards long right now, and more defensively. Inflict, look at this. You have Horizon and Pillabuser over here towards this mid position, and both are up top, so bottom is left completely open. You see no one watching Connector. Chinchilla's
Amazing.
going to make Kama pay. Just like that, it's now a man advantage on the side of CCG Esports.
And look at how Claymakers react to it. They instantly send one player over towards B. They recognize the threat, but instead they're gonna actually put the rest of the map on risk as well, and that's exactly where Trip is gonna try and punish them as well. Jay Casper finds a massive frag, and that's gonna send Claymakers running all the way back to their spawn to possibly regroup and take in another attempt at it. They're worried about Trip as well because Trip he showed face, he dealt a decent chunk of damage, so they're in on the back of their heads. They're worried about a potential flank being locked up as well, so they only have two players close over towards site. Donk is still looking for Trip's flank, while Trip he's just sitting nicely and chill. He's relaxed all the way over towards back. He's looking for a flank of his own, but he knows pretty much that there's not anything happening. Playmakers looking for a potential save on the op, while the rest of the two pistols are going to try and deal some damage. But CCG, this is a round secured for them.
Huge round here for CCG. We've talked about it how many times already? I feel like this week. Anubis right now is such a heavy T-sided map. CCG, in my estimation, going against this 9-2 or 9-3 team here in Claymakers, you can't afford to give up another T-sided round. You have to come out swinging. You have to win these last 4 rounds. This has to be a 9-3 half. If you give Claymakers any kind of advantage, any kind of opening, they're going to take advantage of it.
Probably, but CCG, except those two initial rounds that they lost because of that pistol round loss, it seems like other than that they've had great control of the first half.
Oh, look at this from Casper. Look at that peak there from Casper with the op. Getting so aggressive now.
Smoke going to keep CCG at bay for the time being, though. And Playmakers, they've recognized that there's quite a lot of presence from the side of CCG outside B right now. So now they have three defenders available. One of them already fallen. Horizon takes the trade, gets two. Donk follows up with another, and eventually will get taken out. So now it's suddenly a 2 versus 2. Pill Abuser with the op gets a free
Oh,
frag onto J Casper, and Trip just with 14 HP makes this into a 1 versus 1. Yebok has full HP. Trip not looking so pretty. Yevok has a full set of utility as well, but the timing is the thing that goes in his favor. And Playmaker find their fourth.
tough round there for CCG. Camera avoiding the flash. Really pulls off a nice entry kill there. Really makes it nice. Pill Abuser was able to take out Casper. Was Opper, peeking Opper. So what did I say about giving this Claymaker team an opportunity? And they have done so. So with that being said, it's 5-4. There is a bye coming out here for the side of CCG. Money not super amazing heading into the next couple of rounds, but still going forward here. Gonna be interested to see what CCG can pull off just like that.
Great nade smoke combination. And okay, Corin. Perfect spray through the smoke. Not a single bullet missed to confirm that frag. Pill Abuser in retaliation is going to find one frag, but still a man advantage for the side of CCG to work with. This op has been deadly on the side of Playmakers so far, but there's an XM in the hands of Donk as well, which CCG might not be prepared for, and he's holding such a close angle that it might actually turn into a massive trouble. But CCG, they have a longer approach. They're gonna take this fight head on. Jay Chinchilla, he's found the first frag. Donk still hoping somebody pushes him, but instead he's gonna be the one that needs to go out, plays around the pillar, but there's only so much he could have done up against those three. J Casper finds his second in this round, and Pill Abuser yet again on the run with the op.
Also going to be hunted here as well. Needs to be very, very careful here. But a nice round from CCG.
Ooh,
Now
the timing.
is now Pill Abuser just looking to save this op the best that he can. Might get knifed here. And does not.
No need for it. They have money.
Yep. And now op back in the hands of CCG, and it's going to be another pistol round. Everyone right around that $2,000 mark, with the exception of Kama, who's got $2,750. Nice round from CCG. Warren with a nice kill through the smoke. Chinchilla winning his duel towards Connector. Again, this is just some of the strengths that we see here of CCG.
Yeah. But those things that remain inconsistent is that those slight errors that end up costing those 1 or 2 rounds in between, they can really come back and bite them. You touched it earlier. Anubis is a great map for the T side. CCG need to convert at least 7, and they likely will. But we still have 2 more rounds in the first half. If they can get up to 8, that's going to be extremely great. And considering this round being only down to pistol for the side of Playmakers, this should be their 7th. As Strip has found 2. Will get taken out eventually, but he has done a lot of damage. They know exactly where the final 2 players are, so CCG pretty much confirmed their 7th. Now the question, okay, never mind. I sort of jinxed it. No, I didn't. We're good.
We all know who to blame, chat. We all know who to blame should something should happen. This game is so much fun. I think I'm gonna play with some tools here while we're doing absolutely nothing. Because my glasses, or lenses, or not lenses, but the earpieces are a little loose, so I'm going to do this because this has been all CCG. I could take a nap, go get a cup of coffee. Really nothing else here to do. Inflict, can I get you anything? Cappuccino, cup of coffee, tea?
Maybe cook me a steak if you have that much time.
I didn't say I had time to cook a steak! This
All right,
guy over
all
here
right.
wants the bleeping filet! Okay!
I'll just have a coffee to go then.
Will you settle for ribeye? Does it have to be filet? Will you settle for ribeye?
No, a ribeye would do. A ribeye would be great. Yes. I'm not very selective about my steaks, as long as the meat's good. But speaking of good things,
fun here, chat. It was it was a save round. What do you want from us? However, I will say, it should have never been that close.
I want a fillet. But yeah. It shouldn't have been. CCG still, though, they end up winning the round, and we are headed into the final one. So the economy is really not going to be a problem going further. So they're not really worried about that round, having lost those players that they did. They're sitting comfortably in this round as well. The same cannot be said for the side of Playmakers. Though show they do have a decent big chunk of utility all across the board, but one of their players is on a FAMAS and the other on an MP9. I believe there are no diffuse kits, or okay, there is one on Horizon, but that's pretty much it. So Horizon, he tends to play a tad bit aggressively over towards middle as well. So if Trip is able to catch him off as well, that's going to add into the troubles of Claymakers yet again.
Da, 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 da. All is quiet. I guess I can start cooking that fillet if this is gonna be like no action here on Anubis and the teams are gonna take a round off. I mean, come
Yeah,
on.
CCG are really taking their time with this one, and I'm not
Well,
complaining. CCG have
no.
had, yeah,
Look, we've
CCG.
seen this from CCG. Sorry, I may cut you off there, and Flipper. We've seen this in the past from CCG. Some rounds they'll just throw different forms. Could have an aggressive round. Could have a really slow play round. Like, it's nice that it's not just aggression all the time or save all the time, but Horizon's like,
Oh,
we'll take those 2 kills all the time. Nice double with the FAMAS, and Pill Abuser is going to get an easy kill here as soon as he sees the arm. Misses the shot. Does not wait for the push. That's gonna might come back to bite him later in this round. Poor Idiot will get control of mid, but there comes Horizon on a triple. On for the ace right now as well, unless any of his other teammates decide they want to take a couple kills away. Trip and Corin over here towards this A bomb site, matched up by 3 other players.
yeah,
As
he's
bomb
too deep
finally
in
gets
trouble.
spotted, Horizon's got 4 now, truly on for the ace. Corin takes out Pill Abuse, and they're gonna try feeding it to Horizon.
Oh,
Is gonna fall though. And
nice
that'll do it for the
try.
half. It'll be a 7-5 half. You like what you see from CCG in some of those rounds, but that round really got away from them.
Yeah, those initial 2 frags really just should not have been so easy for Horizon, and the ability that for him to rotate out as well to just trade that frag immediately over towards the middle. I believe it was Floridian that found the frag over towards middle and got traded immediately as well. No utility to back off those initial 2 engagements. The trip was all stuck. There was only so much that they could have realistically done after losing those 2 players. They were probably hoping that they can find someone at an orthodox angle. That just wasn't the case. Horizon somehow managed to pop off, being the only diffuse kit holder and famous holder as well, and he made it count.
That he did, and I want to let chat know that my glasses, the sides are officially tightened. You all are welcome. I know you all wanted that update so much. And now, as we have a B-side execute here from the side of Claymakers. What? Donk, what even was that kill? Crypto now 1v5. No. Not happening.
And this is where one may start to worry for CCG.
Exactly.
A 7-5 half, sure, it's nothing too terrible, but it's nothing. It's decent. It's decent. You can't complain. But now they have lost the pistol round as well, and it seems like they're actually going to go on a gamble and force into this one. 3 Deagles, 2 MP9s coming out for the side of CCG. We see a few grenades as well. One smoke, one flash, one FE grenade. So they're going to really rely on those to try and limit the engagements that they have to forcibly take against Playmakers. Playmakers though, they have all the utility that they possibly could have hoped for in this round, but it seems like they're still taking their time with this one, not playing overly aggressive as they recognize that CCG might still want to invest in, and they might be right about it as well.
Yeah, and again, this is what we're seeing a lot from some CT sides as well. You do see some of these crazy peaks, well not peaks, but you see some of the force buys here as well. Again, just the way the CT side of the economy unfortunately is right now in CS2, you have to be able and willing to take some of these force buy gambles. As Pill Abuser is going to go, looks to join his team. His teammate over here towards Connector and Floor Idiot is all that stands in their way, and he will fall. And that could also be the round that's followed, as you do see a save immediately called from CCG. You see none of them rushing towards the B-bomb site.
3 players remain for CCG, and yeah, they're just gonna hold on to these weapons that they know they've lost this. Claymakers are gonna tie things up officially here as well, and well, CCG, you really need to bounce back because the next round isn't gonna look too good for them either. Jay's Nichela and Floridiot are probably just gonna get dropped some weapons from the rest, or they have upgraded pistols or SMGs at max, maybe if MS comes out, but I doubt that. And after if CCG lose that fourth round as well, they're going to be forced to take an eco, and that point, and at that point, Playmakers have momentum and they have a good chunk of economy on their in their banks as well. While CCG are sort of going to have their backs completely against the wall. Although this is all still theoretical, it's all dependent on how this next round plays out. CCG though, there's a few questionable peaks from them, particularly this one from the side of Jada Chinchilla. He has an MP9 and he's taking a fight at that range. I mean, you have to be really confident in your ability for headshots, and even if you are, I guess it's fair to say that that just felt overconfident.
Yeah, so here we go, 7-7. And once again, you have these Sage rifles over and a couple of 5.7s, but this is not looking good for CCG at the moment. Trip. Oh my goodness. If it wasn't Pillar Booze, what it was going to do was be the other player that was coming down from the side of Canals, on top of Canals rather. Chinchilla playing nice close over. Going to go peek outside here towards long. Not going to find anybody. Maybe peeks Horizon.
Ooh, nice damage though
Yeah.
onto player number 4. I'm not sure how to recognize how to say that name. I don't want to figure out.
I'm just going with Kama or Kama.
There's a Z60V, and it sounds a lot more like a monitor model.
I have no clue. So if I start singing Kama Chameleon, I apologize in advance. Alright, Jasper has a chance. Oh, that was filthy from Yabak. You saw Casper starting to fire, and it was just beautiful execution from Yabak with the double. Nicely done, and it's up to Chinchilla. Has a save Galil. Is he going to try this 1v4? Has no kit. Maybe
Yeah,
just playing for exit.
CCG didn't invest anything into this round, so they're actually going to be able to buy into the next one. So it's no use holding on to that Galil. They're going to have M4s regardless. Goran did find one frag, but honestly, Playmakers, really clean round from their side. Not many mistakes, not didn't give out a lot of opportunities for CCG to capitalize on. But now CCG, now that they have their proper arsenal on their side, they're going to have to create those opportunities because Playmakers, they have taken the lead, and if they win this round, they might just start to run away with this game.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Very pivotal round for CCG. Chinchilla, nice Molotov to deter any kind of immediate push. They're gonna push the Molotov. Idiot does get taken now. It has to stay in the molly. Chinchilla tried. They just pushed the molly. They smoked the molly. It's like the whole SpongeBob skit. With the marble there in Flick. You gotta embrace the marble. You gotta sniff the marble. You gotta be the marble. Alright, now CCG need to be part one with Anubis here because CCG are in trouble. Look at the 4-man save. How this is rare to see from CCG, a 4-man save.
Yeah, but it's good, and understandably so as well, because Playmakers, they clearly hadn't invested so much utility heading into this one. They CCG, they knew that they still had quite a few nades, which is going to definitely waste some time for on the side of CCG as well, and the likelihood of them getting an early engagement going their way was really low as well, and they just couldn't play off of trades as well. They were already a man down. That there was pretty much no chance that round goes the way of CCG without someone having a literal panic attack where they 180 flag people back and forth. It's wise from the side of CCG to have saved in this one. They're going to be able to get their fifth M4 out as well. 3 defuse kits, but this round, I think if CCG lose this, it might just be done for. It's a do or die moment right here. CCG, they need to make a comeback happen, and they need to do it right now.
Yep, I agree with you. Here we go. 2B, 2 mid, 1A. Might be a battle here as well between Trip and Yabon. Nice. Damage onto Donk is good. Gamma now. With this Molotov out. Look at the Molotov here towards this mid position. Casper is going to be ready. Curran also down to 42 HP. It's even up right now. Trip playing behind default on A. And it is going to be a group up towards the B-bomb site. It's going to be up to Nonadol and Chinchilla and Florida to do their best to hold this B-bomb site. Nate goes out. Does not really do any good big amount of damage. All is quiet. 2B, 2A, 1 mid. One player pushes mid, one pushes towards long. 57 seconds left on the clock in Flick. Things are going slowly. Claymakers looking to make a move.
They're going to be heading straight into JJ Chinchilla and Floridiot, while Gamma is actually just gonna have a direct engagement against J Casper. J Casper, the timing might slightly be off. A fake smoke going in alongside a Molotov to follow over towards the A side, and behind that, playmakers are likely gonna try and execute onto the B side, but it's not before Yebok is able to find a frag, and as soon as he does,
Oh!
the execution comes through. But Floridian and J Gentila stand strong. They've both found a frag. They're looking for their third as well. They know exactly where the players are, but the smoke, it's kept them at
12
bay.
seconds.
Just like running
12
through
seconds!
it. Going to plant.
Oh,
J Casper,
all they have
damage
to do is
dealt.
let the bomb plant. They're not going to do it. It's up to Casper and Corin. And Casper had to wait for his teammate. Corin now stuck in a 1v2 clutch. This is gone the other way. Claymakers are able to pull that out. Claymakers win their 10th and quite possibly the game.
Oh, Jason Chinchilla and Floridiot were able to hold on only for so long. Eventually Claymakers were able to isolate Floridiot out. They smoked Jason Chinchilla off. Jason Chinchilla forced to just push out through the smoke to ensure that Floridiot could have lived a little bit longer, but he was too late. By the time he ran over the smoke, he was doomed as well. Floridiot was out, and it was a 2 versus 2 all of a sudden. Jay Casper, had he gotten that headshot onto the player with the bomb, that round would have went entirely different, but it was a few body shots, couldn't confirm the kill, and very much need a tactical timeout now being called from the side of CCG with their potentially final investment into regulation, where they have a proper arsenal to work with. But other than what with still one player on an MP9 core and likely gonna have an M4, but this is not looking pretty for CCG.
No, and again, we need to emphasize, CCG have not locked up playoffs. You need
Not
8
yet.
wins to be in the playoffs. CCG are at 7. This is a very pivotal game, going against one of the better teams this season, record-wise, in advanced. CCG looking to try finding something. Again, we should mention, this is the 3rd game in a row they have a sub. SRY is not part of this team right now. We don't know why. Maybe he's got schoolwork. There's something else going on. SRY is the normal opera for this team. Casper's done a great job of filling in. Maybe that's got something to do with it. Maybe they're just being outplayed from Claymakers right now. It's 4v4.
Yeah, it's
They say execute here, inflict. Corin back up towards heaven. And a rotate out. Excuse me. Talk to us, Inflict. What do you got here for us? What are you seeing from Claymakers that is just giving CCG so much trouble?
Playmakers are constantly targeting Trip. It seems like they've recognized Trip is always alone over towards that A site, and they're making total work of it. Last round, Yebo took that fight first before Claymakers executed onto the other side. He got that frag, and this time around again, they've first isolated Trip out, got that frag all together. They worked on it with 4 people, and now that they have the frag, they've rotated back out over towards the other side, and it just feels like that they know this execution might be relatively easier, and they've already taken out a strong component of CCG's roster. Horizon, though, not prepared for it, and they may have actually found a bigger gap. They have found middle open. Gamma finds the first blood, and now they are into the side. Floridian falls as well, leaving only two behind. Casper finds a good frag with the op, going to force the rest of the two back, and they both of them are extremely weak. One on 22 HP, the other on 29.
Yep, and nice retake from CCG. That's the kind of poise that you want to see from this team. Now going to be 10 to 8. CCG winning. It did cost 3 players, but an op and an AK being retrieved as well. It's not going to be the best buy coming out from CCG, but a full buy coming out from Claymakers. Look at the money on their side.
Oh yeah, most of them near, or at least they're on 5 digits or at least near it. So money is no problem for them in the next 3-4 rounds at the very least. Might even be until the final round of regulation if we do go there. But CCG, they have a long way to go still. They're almost completely broke. So losing this round after winning one as well is going to make matters a little bit worse for them, because they're not gonna have any loss bonus stacked up as well. And Kama actually assists Jay Casper to find that
Yeah.
first. And that's going to be a good start. That's going to be exactly the start that CCG were looking for. Jay Casper has been tagged down to 20 though, but then managed to get out with his life, still dealing damage behind that frag grenade, and now has some help available. So CCG off to a strong start.
Yeah, Inflict, it looks like that Pill Abuser did have a nice lineup there with the op to try taking out Jay Casper, but his teammate just happened to get in the way.
Oh,
And
that's beautiful.
it wasn't a collat, but it was a really weird situation. Went through him, must have hit the other player, and did not get all of it. And Jay Casper was able to capitalize on it. Speaking of Jay Casper's already got 2 kills this round. Corin's gonna fall, and now here comes the man of the hour. It's Jake Casper, the sub for the sub, the 6th man for this team. A bomb has been planted here on the A bomb site. 2 players going to come in from A main, and one's going to be coming in. Excuse me, 1 from A main,
Oh,
2 from mid. And Yabak, unfortunate timing for Yabak. And nice retake. It was the timing on Yabak, looking away at the wrong time. Had the right idea to cover A main. Had a nade out, got caught out, and that allowed Casper and Chinchilla to move their way in, and now it's 10 to 9. CCG finding a little bit of momentum here. Again, plenty of money on the side of the Claymakers, but this is going to make a massive dent in their economy. Couple of guns having to be dropped over. Op rebought. This might be it here for the side of Claymakers in terms of money.
perhaps their bank ran out earlier than I expected, actually. But Yerbonk is still sitting close to 6k, so they might just be fine because they're gonna have a decent bit of loss bonus stacked up if they lose this round, that is. CCG, though, still the CETA economy continues to punish them. They're still at a 1 round disadvantage from Claymakers, but now it seems like they've finally found their footing in the second half and finally put together 2 rounds in a row. Hadn't won round. Have they actually started off this half by losing 5 rounds in a row? So kind of a momentum shift, a sudden momentum shift as well for CCG, but still they don't have a prime arsenal. JJ Chinchilla only on an MP9. A lot of their utility has already been invested into this round as well, but with still a minute left on the clock, Playmakers have not made their presence being prominently known to CCG at any particular site just yet.
That is true. All is quiet here on Anubis so far. You can hear a pin drop. You can even hear the water rushing over here towards the A bomb site, and a fast execute coming in from Claymakers, and they are just as trades all over the place. CCG unfortunately down to 2 players left here in this round. About to see a retake yet again. These massive bomb plans here from Claymakers are giving them extra money. And now it's up to Jake Casper in the 1v3. Never mind, Kama. Nice big round from them. 3 kills for them. It's 11 to 9. And this feels like it might start getting out of control here, Inflict. 11-9 scoreline. The money not the greatest for CCG. Are they going to save and push overtime? Or are they going to force?
Yeah, oh, this just gotta hurt. The CCG, for the past two games, including this one actually, have just been one game away from pretty much locking playoffs, and they started off strong in both of those games. It felt like it was going their way, but the second half, it's not been pretty for CCG, and having just freshly lost a round after winning two in a row, they're not gonna have any loss bonus going their way either. So they're just working with some upgraded pistols, all deagles across the board, and one MP9 in the hands of Jay Chinchilla. He has been quite a bit confident in that gun, but hasn't exactly been able to find a lot of frags. On the other hand, though, Claymakers, they're still looking good. Sure, their economy, it felt like they were about to go bankrupt for one particular round, but they immediately bounced back with a comfortable win, and they look to do more damage as Floridian falls.
Yeah. They have elected to have a very light buy here. A lot of people staying above 2K. This is all playmakers. This is trouble.
Oh, okay, give me more. Yes,
Okay. Okay,
Corin
Corin.
found two,
But
but
now
never
it's up.
mind.
Yeah, I was going to say, now it's up to Corin to try this all, and Heroics tried and did not end up getting there. This is it. Happen game point for Claymakers.
One more, and Claymakers will be sitting 10-2 in the season. An extremely impressive stat line, and at that point they would have pretty much confirmed themselves for the higher 8 seedings. I'm certain. So they're gonna be a deadly squad to look out for in the playoffs. CCG though still yet to confirm their place in that bracket. Last season they had to make a 5-win streak run for it. This time around they had a comfortable start. They were looking strong. They were on a 4-win streak. They just need one more win to pretty much confirm their slot into the playoffs. Still, it won't be absolutely 100%, but we're gonna have to wait and see today and tomorrow. This game is not done just yet, and Jay Casper, he continues to fight. He takes Donk out of the equation, but it's still a 4 versus 4. Playmaker's still playing extremely slow. They've lost a player. They have the Kama is extremely weak as well. He has the op in hand, so he's probably going to be playing behind one or two players. But they're slowly starting to make progress. That smoke is going to allow them to clear a few corners out and potentially push
Yeah.
into the side. Oh, awkward
Oh
fight.
boy. Claymakers. 2 players that are low HP. Oh, here we go. Casper's not going to... 3 players. A well-placed AG nade, if they had one, would do a lot of damage here. But this is going to be a plant, and the retake is here. Quickly comes Trip in from the A-bomb, so we're going to have one Palace. We're going to
Oh,
have
that's
one from
great.
Sniper and one from Canals. Oh, this could be
All,
huge. They don't have
all
much
3
HP
weak.
left at all.
But the op, it continues to deliver. Trip finds one, 2v2. Horizon outside the side. They might not be prepared for it. They're both completely isolated. He finds one. Still a 1v1 to
Gets
deal
the
with.
other.
Gets the frag, but doesn't have a defuse kit. He should be. Actually, he does have a defuse kit. Wait, does he? I'm not entirely
Nope.
sure this
Plenty of time,
UI
though.
is.
Plenty of time. Plenty of time.
Regardless, they're still in this. Double digit achieved for CCG. 2 more rounds needed to push us to overtime. But still, it could go either way, really.
That is for sure.
Oh, these rounds are really heart wrenching. So many back and forth trades. Jay Casper, this was the second time around he played that same angle and almost got that frag over towards Pillar. Almost denied the planter, but couldn't. Eventually came in clutch, confirmed the round victory for CCG and kept them alive in this game though. So some ray of hope still alive, and Trip, he needs to go big. He's gonna dealt well. He's gonna be dealt with
Woo!
a lot of players here. Deals with two of them, going to immediately trade onto that AK. Who uses the Molotov to push them further back. Has some help available now from over towards middle,
Wow.
and playmakers are on the run.
So much for them to isolating Trip as a weak link. Nicely done. 17 kills for Trip. This has been absolutely insane. Not like anyone in any team is massively popping off, but here we go. CCG on the comeback. 2 rounds remain. If CCG can pull this off, it'll be either a Claymakers win or we get overtime.
All three stacked over towards middle, making
All is
slow,
quiet.
sure progress. It's the calm before the storm, as they slowly step closer and closer into the scope of J. Casper, which awaits them. The question is, will it connect? He turns away. Instead, it's going to be Corin actually that stepped over towards middle. The timing, though, it's good. It could get awkward. J. Casper turns around. The scope, it's on, but it doesn't connect. Horizon into the side has to deal with two players. Strip finds one. They're still unaware about the other, but J. Casper couldn't find anything. It's 2 versus 2. Both MP9s on the side of CCG as the bomb starts to go down.
And chill is all that remains. This round has fallen apart, and that's gonna end it. It will be the win for the side of Claymakers, and unfortunately, that is how they go. Claymakers showing to be a very powerful force here in the Advanced League this season. Giving CCG, I gotta give CCG all the credit in the world. I thought they did well, coming back on a couple of those 4 spies, trying to pull it off. The 4-gun save proved to be very pivotal in trying to turn that half around. But alas, this is how Anubis is right now in Flick. It is so T-sided. You see something like that where they had the advantage going in and are able to still retake the round and get the win there with a 13-10 scoreline.
Yeah, and one thing I would like to mention is that CCG's struggle in those pistol rounds, it continues to be a pivotal point in these games. They lost both of these pistol rounds today as well. I believe they lost both, or at least they lost one yesterday as well. That could have really changed things, changed the course of the game as well. Had they were on the lead by the time we went into the second half. Sure, it wasn't a great lead. They were only up by 2, but had they won that pistol round, it would have further allowed them to have at least a 4 round advantage comfortably as well. That could have really just been the difference maker. But instead they lose the pistol. They off the back of that, they continue to go on to lose 5 rounds in a row, and at that point it just felt like the game was pretty much almost out of their hands.
Yeah, it really did. Do we have a post-game interview coming up?
I believe not. It's a lost day, so we're just gonna let the players talk things through, calm their
Yeah.
minds, and decide how they want to further move forward. As we actually only have one game remaining now in the final season. It's going to be tomorrow, 9 p.m. same time, and the playoffs are still on the line on that game.
Yeah, playoffs on the line, and that is going to be a pivotal game as well. They lose, they're most likely out of the playoffs. They win, and they will be on the very lower end of the bracket because only 16 teams from the Advanced League will qualify. And I believe with that loss, it does have them on the outside looking in. Let's just take a look at the standings here as I refresh. That win for Claymakers. They were in 5th, pushes them tied for 3rd place at 10-2 on the season. A really, really good team. However, now CCG are on the outside looking in. They are 7-4 with 21 points. They already took a loss to 26 Rising. 26 Rising are 7-5. So they took a loss after yesterday's game. So there is a lot up for grabs right now. A pivotal 8th win. So to keep everyone in perspective, this is Wednesday. Teams have until Sunday to play through the rest of the regular season. The 16th place team right now is Zomblers at 7-4. Even at 8
Oh,
wins, it could come down to tiebreakers. It could come down to differential. It could come down to a lot of things. CCG, I think, need to win and in a massive way tomorrow to even at this point have a shot 4 losses is not where you want to be. But an eighth win can get you closer to the playoffs. Doesn't guarantee you playoffs, at least not in advance, but it definitely, they're on the outside looking in right now, Inflict.
Yeah, last season it was an entirely different storyline. It just felt like CCG, nothing was going in their favor, and suddenly they make a comeback happen. They win 5 games in a row, and it did come down to tiebreakers there as well. They got into playoffs by a 3 round differential. 3 rounds,
Mm-hmm.
all it took for them to make it into playoffs after getting that 5 win streak to close things out. They were down by they didn't have a positive map win ratio to kick things off right there, so it was not pretty whatsoever. This time around, they started off strong, but now they're on a 2 or 3 loss streak. So again, it likely is going to come down to the tiebreakers, even if they win tomorrow. But one thing that's relatively positive is that CCG, even the losses that they have, I don't believe any of their loss was below 8 except 1. So the round
Yeah.
difference could still pan out in their favor.
Yeah, I'm sitting back here and I'm just trying to look at the standings. 7-4, 7-5, 7-4, 7-5, 7-4, 7-5, 7-5, 7-4, 7-4, 7-3, and then it's CCG right after that at 7-4. This is really up in the air. I this is a tight battle with 1 game left for CCG. They gonna need a lot right to go in their favor to really be on the the bottom end of the playoffs to be able to get up there. Because there are a lot of 9-win teams and 10-win teams. Right now in Flick, there are not that many 8-win teams. That's definitely going to be changing over the coming days, but we have one more game to go. It's tomorrow night. We know who we're playing.
I'm
I'm
not
pulling it
entirely
up right
sure.
now. It's, oh, of course it is.
Wait,
So,
that doesn't sound good.
yeah, it's Pantsu. It's the team that CCG right now are tied with.
Oh, that's interesting to say the least. I mean, the stakes are high for that's going to be probably the best game we could have asked for in terms of entertainment, quite frankly, and
Yeah.
and a matchup generally as well. You know, it's playoffs on the line. The team that CCG is tied with, the round differential is probably going to matter as well because, as you said, there are so many teams sitting at 7-4 and 7-5. It's all going to come down to the final game, to the rounds, and CCG. I mean, I like the odds that CCG has.
Pantsu is 7-3.
Oh
They
God,
have 3 more games to play. Two or
don't
three more
worry.
games to play.
They have 2 more. CCG will make them 7-4 tomorrow,
Yeah.
I believe. But you should believe as well because and I'm still kind of questioning if SRY was around had things been different, because don't get me wrong, Jay Casper, he has been playing good. He was, I believe, the second top fragger for CCG today, right under Tripper. I believe they were even tied by the end of things because
Yeah.
Trip was getting shut down so many times. But there's just a comfort level that you have with your main 5 roster. There's just an understanding that you have built up among those 5 players because they practice so much together. And not having SRY around in this entire week, I would just question that these games have been slow close. If SRY was around, would the result have been different?
So I want to give you folks a little bit of an interesting scenario. All right. A game that's going to be coming up 11 o'clock tonight. Zomblers versus Pensu.
Oh, yeah,
And
Zombies won that.
tomorrow, it's CCG versus Pensu. So Pensu's last 2 games are a team that we already played this week. And I believe that was a win against Zomblers, correct? Or did we
I
lose?
guess. Um,
Did we win against Zomblers or did we lose?
I believe we lost against Zomblers. I'm gonna pull up the stats. I honestly, this week has been so chaotic with the amount of CS that is going on,
Oh,
and
kidding.
even the games that CCG alone has played, they've all been just so
We
close.
won.
We won. So we lost against 26 Rising and we lost against Claymakers today. So
Yeah,
those are
so
the
we won
recent losses
against
we have.
Zomblers. So we need Pantsu to beat Zomblers, or Zomblers to beat Pantsu, and we need to beat Pantsu. There's a lot of things that have to happen here. I don't have it all for you, folks. I'm just reading off what I see over here and trying to make my own determinations. But CCG have a lot to continue on, and it's going to come down to tomorrow night's game, and probably a lot of luck also going the way of CCG here for the playoffs. Inflict, any final thoughts before we get on out of here?
I just can't wait for tomorrow. That's all I have on my mind. The game against Fansu. It's all that matters now.
It's going to be an amazing game. Make sure you all are back here at 9 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow for Inflict, who's already getting ready to hit the gym most likely. Range Rock and I are probably going to go take a nap somewhere, and, oh, not together. Range Rock is probably nighttime for them. It's almost 11 p.m. Eastern Time here for me. I'm going to bed. You all have a wonderful good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. We'll catch you tomorrow night. Bye, everybody.